Hi folks, I'm Matt and welcome to My Expanded Universe, a show where I go through the entire EU in chronological order as best I know how. I'm sorry I'm mad. And why am I mad? Because I have for years passed up an actual EU short story, never knew about it until I started researching on these videos. I was like, wait a minute, what? How did I miss Jabba's Palace pop-up book? What? It's been around forever. It's easy to find online. Grab a copy really quick for super cheap. And I already told you I love pop-up books, and I love Kevin J. Anderson. Well, actually, Kevin J. Anderson and Rebecca Mosetta. I don't know how you say his wife's name, but what? What? How did I not see this before? And look, it's illustrated by Ralph McQuarrie, the guy who illustrated Star Wars. He must have been like late 60s when he did this. Unbelievable. Never even knew this came out. This is like 96 or something, 97. Let's see here. 96. I was right the first time. Anyway, basically, this tells a story about the Gamorrean Jabba. And basically, he's helping Jabba. Jabba puts on a mission. There he is. Jabba puts him on a mission to search for a Talson. You know, just a lucky Talson. So he's going around asking everyone in Jabba's palace to bid fortuna, going outside looking for it, but it was too hard. I mean, look at how much writing. This is not a short kiddie book either. I mean, in a way, I mean, obviously it is. It's a pop-up book, but it's not big words. It's actually a little bit of a story here. It takes you a little while to read it. And he's going to all the places, and the artwork is beautiful. I don't know how I didn't know about this for the longest. Just really nice. Now, if you're saying, well, mate, I haven't seen any pop-ups yet. That's because there aren't that many in here. The first one, of course, is right here as it pops up Jabba's Palace. That's the first one after we've gone a couple of pages into the storyline. And then, of course, after that is, oh no, him getting eaten, if you can see that, him getting eaten by the Rancor. Oh no, he is the one that gets bitten into and then swallowed, slurped up with the hand. That's poor old Jabba, you know. But this is the coolest thing about this pop-up book, and I did not know this. I went online, and when I'd ordered it, I was waiting for it to come in, and oh, by the way, it also plays music too. Hold on. This thing here says push. There's a little sticker there, and if you press it, oh, that's my jam. Yeah. Get down, Yub Nub. Anyway, isn't that awesome? But hold on, there's one more thing. With the Rancor, there's another little spot you can press here. Yeah, baby! It still works. From like, what? This is like over 20 years later. That's what I'm talking about. Good quality right there. Now, all of this stuff is super cool. I love pop-ups, I love sound, so everything is really neat. But when I went online, I read a story that there is a secret panel at the last page. And I was like, where is this secret panel? And I remember I was on the phone with one of my buddies, Chris, and I was telling him about it. He said, oh, I didn't know about the secret panel. I said, yeah, I didn't either. But they said there's a secret panel, and I'm trying to, this is the last page. There's no way to turn here. And I was like, well, where is the secret panel? I'm like looking everywhere. Well, the only thing I noticed is that this thing is slightly off color than the rest. I mean, if you look at the last pop-up book, it kind of goes with the background here. So I was like, was this it? Well, you have to peel it. It's stuck there. And I didn't know that until I started flipping it with my fingernail, and then finally I caught the corner. I was like, shut up. And so if you flip it, and hold on, let's see if I can get it again. Okay, it took me a while. Okay, so here you go. When you flip it out, there is more story. It's like after the credits. This is an Easter egg in a children's pop-up book. How awesome is that? Come on. So if you read it, it's 2 more paragraphs saying that he survived. Now, looking on Wikipedia, someone had mentioned this to Leland Chee. They said, hey, did you know about this secret panel? And saying that Gamorrean survived? How could he survive when we saw the Rancor chomp into him? And Leland Sheen knew nothing about it. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He knew about the pop-up book, but he didn't know about the secret panel. This was a super secret. If you could peel it back, again, it takes a little while to get undone, but once you flip it over, there's more story, folks. And it is fantastic. Now, here's the deal. Here's what Kevin J. Anderson says. He says that his armor, which looks like leather to me, but maybe has some metal plates there, protected him from the bite, from being eaten. So I'm guessing that means the bite. And if you think about it, then maybe he just swallowed him whole. When the Rancor chomped on him, he said, oh, I'm not getting anything. I'll just swallow him whole. And so Jabba went down to the tummy all by himself. And it says after the Rancor was dead, they were walking away and someone heard muffled sounds inside of his stomach and they cut him open. And Jabba came up holding the talisman that Jabba had lost. Obviously, he'd maybe dropped it down the pit and the Rancor had eaten it. So he had it. Now, he doesn't know Jabba's dead by this point. He's just so happy. Maybe Jabba will be happy with him too. And that's basically how it ends. Now, why did Kevin J. Anderson think it was we need to save the Gamorrean? I have no idea. Maybe he just said, well, this is a children's book. It's going to end kind of dark. But come on, they've seen Return of the Jedi. They know how this ends. And maybe he said, I want a happy ending. Maybe his wife, Rebecca, said, I want a happy ending. If I would have known about this book, I mean, I have seen Kevin J. Anderson in my life about 5 or 6 times now. And I've had him sign everything, except for this now. And this is the story I want to ask him about now. And now I haven't. I'll see him again, I guess. Hopefully in a few more years I'll see him again. But I want to ask him what the deal was with this, working with Ralph McQuarrie and making a little secret panel on the last page and then keeping the Gamorrean alive. What was his thought there? Who decided that? How did Leland Sheen not know? There's a million questions I have for this. Because, again, the fact, folks, I tell you this, every time I say, someone asks me, do I have the whole collection of Expanded Universe stuff? And I say, yeah, to my knowledge. And this year, well, one unpublished thing has come out, and then there's been a few other little books that I knew about but forgot to get. And then there's this one that I didn't even know about. This is great stuff. What a great year for Expanded Universe, for me at least. And this is one of my biggest finds yet. You know, this is awesome. How did I not know this didn't exist? Now, there is, if you saw in the back, a Mos Eisley pop-up book, but to my knowledge, it is just basically talking about the events of Mos Eisley. Is all it is. There is no expanded universe material in it. Although this one is basically its own separate story. The only time it gets to Jedi is, well, the last page when Luke shows up. And then, of course, second to the last page and the last page, which are the only 2 pop-ups in the pop-up book. Nice book. Well worth your time. Should you track it down, go right ahead. I love it. All right, folks, this is a lot of fun. I'll see you next time with another video.